Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those beyond the binary. This is The Between. Welcome. My name is Alex Trubitsky, and I will be the keeper for this gothic tale. My hunters, as always, may introduce themselves.
Hi there, my name is Wes Franks. I am from Carryover Studios. My pronouns are he, they. And for this evening, I am playing Ross Fontenot, the American.
Hello everyone, I'm Meg. I'm a DM's Guild writer and author. And for tonight, I'm going to be playing the illustrious Carla Ross, the Undeniable.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm an actor and composer. My pronouns are he, him, and tonight I'm going to be playing the Mad Doctor, Cal Murdock, the Mother.
Hi guys, my name is Shelby or Shibby-Dibby-Doo. I'm just a regular TTRPG player here on Twitch and a Twitter artist. Don't know why I couldn't say that. And I'll be playing Pyra, the Legacy.
Fantastic. Before we begin, as always, we got some top of the show kind of announcements to go through. First off, as always, you can support the people you see here by scrolling down below. We have a coffee and a Stream Elements donation tip jar. If you donate to the coffee, those funds go back to the channel of Critical Failsafe, which helps fund the other productions and, all that, general support. But if you support the donation jar through Stream Elements while we are live, all proceeds earned go towards the people you see on screen here to pay our cast members and give people the appreciation for the time investment they are giving over 13 episodes. I know, right? And then lastly, of course, got to give a shout out to Ryan and the good folks over at Session Zero Clothing, who have been very supportive since the beginning. They are wonderful. We're affiliates. You can go check them out at Session Zero. I think it's session-0.com, or on Twitter at S0 Clothing. You can use the promo code FAILSAFE for 10% off your first order. I think that's it. I think that's about everything we got, unless anyone wants to throw a wrench in the span and announce anything at the start of the game. No, I think we're good. Alrighty then. So we are going to dive headfirst into this week's chapter of The Between. So stay tuned. We will be right back after our introduction. So, we are 13 chapters into our gothic tale of The Between, edging ever closer to that final mastermind threat, with, I believe, 13 mastermind clues currently in use. 2 more, and Theodora will come to blows with Hargrave House. But until then, we have some threats and some other important issues that need resolving. Let's do a quick recap of everything that's on our board, starting with the hunters themselves. Ross Fontenot currently has the conditions Enemy of the Night and Irritated. Enemy of the Night can never be removed. Dr. Murdock has no conditions. Carla Holst has Sons of Another World, has not been cleared yet. Pyra has The Most Beloved, which can never be removed, Bloody Reunion, and Blood in Her Eyes as a condition. 1 more and she'll be forced to mark a mask. As for our threats themselves, the Watley camera's question has been answered. the circumstances that would cause someone photographed to be transported or disappear to this void world, the fragrant void, which, as a reminder, especially for Shelby, who is not here, this is a unique threat in that it gave you 2 opportunities, and you can choose to pursue both or one. The opportunities that you unlocked after answering this question were being able to reverse the process to bring the disappeared woman back. I believe her. Why do I always forget her name?
I believe it was Penelope.
Yes, Penelope Levy. Thank you very much. That would cause her to return, solving the threat is solved when you return Penelope Levy. However, you also have the option, if you so choose, to go to the fragrant void yourself. And I won't give the particulars away, but if you do so in return, you will have access to a custom move called Voidwalker. But we'll see what that entails. The other thing on the board currently is the Reaver's Last Victim, which has been resolved and must be resolved during this upcoming night phase, or it will end. Same deal with the Watley camera case. If you don't resolve that threat this evening, Theodora Brathwaite will come to own the camera. And then the Sally No Face case only has, it says 3 clues, but I think only 2 have been found.
Didn't my servant bring back a clue? Or did we get to that yet? Oh no, mine's not supposed to. It wasn't supposed to kick in for the night phase.
Yeah, it
Never
brought
mind.
back during the day
Got
phase.
confused.
Well, actually, no, I think you did. I believe it did, didn't it? You
Oh
had
no, it's because I activated the servant for the night phase.
Yeah, but then the night phase clue came back.
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah, it overheard.
It was the letter.
It was the letter
Oh
about
my
the
gosh,
doctor.
you're
Yeah,
so right.
Yeah. So
You're
yeah,
so right.
So you have 2 clues there, and as a reminder, those clues are the ghost of Clara Yarborough mentioned the name Victoria Callis, and a letter of some unnamed doctor doing untoward procedures, getting expelled from the Royal Academy for such things. You have 3 ways to take that threat down, so it depends on what you guys end up answering the question of. And then we introduce a new threat at the top of last session, the Drowned Guardian of the Docks, which there are no clues available for that. Do we need a refresher on what the hook of the Drowned Guardian is? Or, yes, for Shelby's sake, alrighty then, I will do that. So, the Drowned Guardian of the Docks threat, if I can find it. There it is. There it is. All right. I will reread this bit since we do not have a Shelby and we want to make sure everyone is understanding what's happening. So
I would say thank you for being so flexible and letting me take care of myself, guys. Appreciate it.
of course. So the Drowned Guardian of the Docks threat. Trouble is brewing along the London docks. It's been months since the tragedy of the Dawn Herald, in which dozens of unskilled dockhands, most of them immigrants, were killed in a collision that sank the merchant vessel. The wreckage and bodies have long since been recovered, the families paid a grievance, those that could be found, and the whole affair largely blamed on foreign incompetence. But much as some investors would like a swift return to normalcy, the rumblings of angry workers over dangerous conditions and abysmal pay are only made worse by a series of strange occurrences which threaten to disrupt the already precarious order of dockside operations. A number of drowned workers seem to have miraculously returned, each with tales of a guardian spirit who brought them back from the depths. The bosun of the Princess Alice, the vessel said to bear some responsibility for the accident, was found mangled and impaled with splintered timbers of the Dawn Herald. Tales circulate of a nightmare lurking along the docks, a sea monster that swam inland through the Thames, or some vengeful spirit summoned through ritual sacrifice. It is this which most concerns the hunters. Nim Granby, a self-taught demonologist and a friend of Hargrave House, believes that these events are linked to a powerful sea demon. Whether summoned intentionally or drawn to the echoes of recent tragedy, they believe that this entity has gained power from the sacrifice of drowned workers and valuable goods cast to the depths. And I asked the question to, who did I ask this question to? I believe it was Ross, I believe. I asked you how do you know that some dock workers have made a pact with the Guardian offering its sacrifices for their protection? And your answer was?
There is a tattoo beside their on their cheek, beside their left ear, of what, if it from far away might look like an anchor, but on closer inspection it seems like a more, just like a semicircle with a line through it and 2 dots on either side of the line. So it doesn't seem as clearly as an anchor on closer inspection. Yes.
So that is a whole new matter as well, and you have the Mask of the Depths accessible to you. And we'll see what happens. Alrighty. That is a little recap of where we were. We had left off following a answered question regarding the Watley camera, I believe. And that is when the complication arose that if you don't end it tonight, Theodora Brathwaite will claim it as her own. And that is where we left off. So we're still very much in the day phase. So as always, hunters, what would you like to do? Anyone got scenes they'd like to line up? Anything at all? Let us begin.
Does anybody want to do a vulnerable?
I'm open for anything. I don't have any conditions, but
I just have 3, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them are physical.
Yeah. So the infirmary is open, and Bernice is in today, just as a thing.
Who are you gonna ask for your vulnerable move with?
Well, this is the interesting one because my vice is very specific. None of you are strangers. I don't think. Well, I mean, I'd argue that some of you I'd classify as strangers to me.
Remember, it doesn't have to be your vice.
Yeah.
Unless you want to invite Ross to a brothel with you.
I mean, not gonna lie, kinda.
But you get the infirmary thing too, which will let you remove more conditions.
Bernice is in the infirmary today. And I don't know if you know Bernice, so
I don't actually.
The little side character that we made can kind of be used for that. So,
how did I not foresee the ship? Oh God.
Do you want to? Let's see. So, okay, unless you want to bring some prostitutes over to the infirmary, which would be
I'm pretty
super
sure
fun.
Pavel would beat the shit out of me for that.
Hey, rebel against your uncle, Pyra.
You know what? Might.
You know what? Okay, hold on, wait. If you are proposing to me that you are going to invite some ladies, gentlemen, or what have yous of the night over to Hargrave House during this daytime as a call-in.
I fucking might, actually. My uncle's been pissing me the hell off lately.
You know what? Sure, but who do you want to? Which of the hunters? Because it's definitely not Cal. Do you want to invite into this fray with you?
Well, kind of want to say Ross because I feel like Pyra and Ross got real fucking close, and then Cal interrupted them.
I found a fig for you. What's the problem? I brought him to your doorstep.
I am so on board.
If you are okay with this, Wes, of course.
I am so personally, as the keeper, on board with the idea of Pyra deciding to rebel against Pavel, not by any other means, but by inviting, prostitutes over to Hargrave House to entertain, and then to take them into the infirmary as well. Like,
I mean, something. Pyra needs a lot of wounds dressed. You know, everyone's got their things.
House, yeah.
Like I stitch your shit up.
I would like to point out, I nearly got disemboweled last night. Let me
just narrate my inner monologue here for a second. This feels like something right out of fucking Deadwood, which is to say, the doctor's gotta patch you up, but they're too high strung and in pain. Let's get them a whore, and they just to distract you while they're stitching you up.
Jesus Christ.
This is so on brand for Pyra. I feel like right now.
See, I hate the idea that the doc patches you up and then he leaves and then suddenly 3 prostitutes fall out of the medicine cabinet, like you blocked them up.
It's the Smithers meme. The Smithers standing in between 2 dancers.
Boobies!
Somebody meme that for me.
It's okay. We'll just put them in nurse outfits. Cal will never know.
So just let me just to say that where we are at here, can I just get around from the table of just everyone consenting to this fuckery?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Enthusiastic and
enthusiastic consent.
Okay, so Ross,
the
Ross,
polyamory in Hargrave House continues. I love it.
Ross and Pyra are gonna have an infirmary orgy in Hargrave House. So, what are things that Carla and Cal want to do right now?
So Cal, I have an idea that might be a little bold, but it's gonna be something to do with the Guardian. Now, Xander, how far out did this accident happen? Like, is this like relatively close to the docks? Like,
well, so yeah, there was I believe it was out in the Thames is when this happened. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was near the docks. It wasn't in the open sea. So it happened down by the London docks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Cal's gonna head to the docks and he's gonna rent a boat. Like a little kind of like dinghy.
Ooh,
to go
very
out.
interesting, very interesting. All right, cool.
I'm gonna do something with No Face, I think. I'm gonna go just canvass the streets, kind of, listen for rumors and things like that.
Yeah, let's start with that. I'm very into that idea. So let's start with Sally No Face. Carla, you make your way down to Whitechapel. Now you you haven't been down here previously yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And well, I mean, I don't think Carla's ever been to Whitechapel ever. It
Probably
is
not.
a dirty, fetid place, very impoverished and left to rot here in the East End of London. There are beggars and prostitutes out and about alike. Off to the side, you see just a lot of kind of the lower rungs of the people of London out and about here, and the air is certainly not very pleasant, to say the least. What are you looking to do here in Whitechapel, Carla?
I'm kind of canvassing a little bit, watching and waiting, and then she's definitely dressed down for this.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have dressed down for this, and I think she's going to just kind of slide up to some of the people on the side of the road, some of the prostitutes, and just go, fine day we're having here, ladies, gentlemen.
People give you kind of like sidelong glances, lots of eyes lingering on you, even in your more modest clothing. People you have a very noteworthy appearance. And let's see.
She's just kind of gives a little smile. Now, I don't necessarily mean to bother you for very long. I know that you're all very busy people. But, well, a girl hears some rumors about a serial killer chopping off people's faces, and, well, I figure someone has to care, right?
Why don't you give me an... Why don't you give me an information move plus your presence? Sounds like you're canvassing for
I'm canvassing.
leads. Yeah. I don't think Sons of Another World would impact this at all.
I don't think I'm necessarily leveraging my physical appearance.
I
in
wouldn't
this
say
exact
so
moment
either.
So
No.
that's fine.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 3. I mean, come on.
Okay, that is an 8.
Okay, clue with the complication. Let's see. Yeah, as you kind of like, you speak, and a few people kind of like sidle away from you, not wanting to get involved with such business. And a few people who are looking on. You're kind of like surrounded by, you know, various prostitutes in Whitechapel who are just kind of like hanging out in this like one, like all along one street. Many women kind of like eyeing you, quietly gossiping behind open fans, only their eyes visible to you, just kind of like watching at you with heavily made up eyeshadow. And one woman in particular, standing there in this nappy velvet gown with way too much rouge on. She kind of just says, "Yeah, what's it to you?"
Morbid curiosity.
Morbid curiosity.
Do you want an actual answer or on such a morbid topic?
What is the complication I'm going to give here? Okay, I know one. She says, "Yeah, I want to know something. You willing to pay? Taking off my time talking to you. Could be entertaining these sailors." And I will tell you right now, because it's gonna like the complication I'm gonna give you here is that I'm gonna put you in danger. You don't know what the danger is yet, but I just you know, just because like it's gonna happen during your conversation with this woman.
That's fine.
So you want to live in that reality? All right.
I can live in that reality. That's fine.
Alrighty, sounds good.
What's it to me? Well, I'm more than willing to pay. She just kind of, you know, flips a couple coins through her fingers.
Sure.
Pay for your time.
Sure. Do you want to do it in private or off here on the street? All right.
We can go inside.
Fine. She'll take you to some boarding house or other. But we'll get back to that in a moment. Let's address the matter of the drowned guardian. So you said that you were going down to the London docks. You're going to get a boat and you're going to sail out into you're going to go out into the Thames.
He's going to go out into the Thames.
Absolutely. Just giving a minute to refresh my knowledge on this situation, because this is a big one. Let's see.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a big thread. It's three pages.
How many questions? Oh, okay. So we only need like a 4 to answer it.
Well, yeah, you need.
And then is that going to unlock like another thing of whether or not we decide if it's a demon or a?
Yep.
It's like it's like a little vampire baby.
It'll unlock more. Let's see. Okay. You know, actually, while I'm taking the time to read this, because I need to refresh myself on a couple of things, let's do the vulnerable move real quick.
Fuck yeah.
I want to see this. Let's do this interlude. So, I mean, we find ourselves at Hargrave House, obviously still. I want to get a little bit of the build up here. How has Pyra roped Ross into this prior to any of this happening?
I know exactly
Please
what
go
she did.
off.
Pyra will go to Ross's room and like to ask you to talk to you. And with it basically say, we were interrupted last time. Do you want to pick up where that left off?
You see Ross is getting ready for the day and everything like that, and just like stops.
It's like leaning in the doorway.
Looks at the clock in his room. Stops. Goes, "Yeah, let's do it while the going's good." Let's.
There's the reason I like you.
Yeah, well, we'll try to find some place that is not out in the open. The infirmary is the perfect place, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What kind of company do you invite to that? Well, like, do you what? I mean, you probably have a nice, both of you, source of good company to pull
Pyra
from.
absolutely probably has some people that she regularly goes to see at the local brothel. So I'm going to roll me a little dicey dice and decide if that's going to be a beautiful young lady or a gentleman. Well, that's a young lady.
Bisexuality and TTRPGs, everybody.
What about Ross?
If that's the move, it's like clearly that's like the move that Sarah's going for. Ross is gonna be like, Yeah, seems like everybody else is out of the house. Let's have ourselves a little afternoon soiree, a salon. We'll call it a salon.
Salon. Okay.
And we'll invite some
sure.
people from a nearby opium den. I think, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my dear God. If
Very nice.
fucking Pavel's gonna lose his shit. Jordan's already losing his shit.
Cal's gonna walk into the infirmary and it smells like fucking sin in there. That's not gonna wash out.
You make it sound like we're not going to clean up after ourselves. Come on,
So
we're at least
you
polite.
two, within respectable
air.
reason, you two paint me a fading montage of human passion here, of kind of what happens, and then we'll get to the kind of like. I mean, we don't even. There doesn't even have to be necessarily any conversation until the end, truly. So we'll.
There's going to be a medical cocktail bar set up by Ross. It's gonna be like a fucking buffet. Yeah, come and serve yourself.
Serve yourself.
The only thing that I ask is the last shot of it. The infirmary has a door with a window and it has a canvas draw curtain type thing, and that's how I just wanted to end like that, with that being drawn.
Oh, absolutely. Pyra would be with that little cocktail bar. There would be like 2 or 3 bottles of just like the hardest whiskey I could find in the house. And I kind of just imagine a lot of shadowed shots of things.
Yeah. There is definitely bite marks left on people. Definitely bite marks left on people.
Pyra's a power top, so yeah. Didn't expect anything less from her, did you?
Interessante. Muy interessante.
Pyra, since this is your vice, are you going to invite Ross to ask you about your backstory, or are you going to stumble on a clue during this encounter?
I think I'm going to invite a backstory question. I very much liked those. Very fun role play between characters.
I agree. Alrighty then. So I'd say that this takes place post coitus, and there can be some. I'd say that you have the hired company draped in like the background, high as a kite on whatever the Victorians had, opium, and then the medical cocktail, like what we got, like Quaaludes, morphine, that kind of stuff.
All that good stuff. Yeah,
all my medical equipment.
Cocaine. The new medical wonder.
Then they are absolutely not lounging. I don't know if you've ever seen people on cocaine before.
Cocaine, opium, medical
cocaine
cocktails.
Don't ever mix your opium to bring you back
Don't ever
down.
mix your uppers and your downers, kids. This is bad practice.
There's ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Great. So
it's like a well-constructed orchestra.
Yeah.
Well conducted.
They are draped about salaciously in the back. Meg's dying. They are draped salaciously across
medical
Cal's like, medical chair. They like his chair that he sits in when working. One of them's on the table, like full ass cheeks on the metal, and what are you two doing?
I honestly, if there's medical cocktails being passed around, Pyra's probably strung out, laying out on a cot, just enjoying the fact that the world is moving right now.
And point of order, Bernice.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Bernice is a college student who has to go here every fucking week.
We'll save Bernice the trouble. Bernice has been locked out.
Oh, no. I was going to say, Bernice is fucking in it, bro.
I would gladly have invited them if they saw.
She's like, this is the most fun I've had all year.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love this. Oh, I like this one.
So you're on a cot. I think Ross has moved a cot near to yours and is draped across it. He is wearing nothing but his long johns, his pajama long johns, his bowler cap, and he is playing a banjo that he somehow pulled from his room. Just a post-coitus haze, opium haze of just plucking random notes, like a
If that's how you are, I want to say
Kermit
that she's.
the Frog.
If that's how you are, I want to say that Pyra is like laying across these two cots with like her head on your knee, just like
Perfect.
completely zonked out.
Perfect. Plucking along to, Spanish ladies.
Nothing sets the mood like a banjo. Thanks, Chad. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Perfect. But yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
And am I asking you the question,
Yeah,
or
that's
you
you ask
Okay,
you ask her,
Perfect.
and she
I've
must
invited
answer
you.
honestly, though not necessarily completely.
I see you constantly training, sparring, and you're always on edge. You're always ready to fight and everything like that. But you are, respectfully, you get fucked up a lot. Do
Yeah, I
you
know.
think that you're prepared truly for the thing that you're preparing for? Whatever this big thing you're preparing for is?
I think that kind of you know how there's certain things that will sober you up real fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that kind of brings her out of this opium haze. Every Rivia who thought they were ready to fight the masked died. I don't know if any of us are ready. I don't want to fight it. I don't get a choice.
How come?
She points up to the roof. The fucker are sitting up a few floors above us. There's a reason I'm not allowed to go outside without the chaperone.
He's forcing you to fight this thing?
Marivia's. It's what we're supposed to do. He woke it up. Now it's my problem.
Seeing as he woke up the damn thing, don't you think it should be him taking care of it?
When my father died, I think he took training me as his way to kill it.
So you're not even his niece, you're just a weapon.
I've known that for most of my life. I learned pretty early on that I'm not his niece.
Interesting. Reminds me of somebody I used to know.
I think she'll just kind of give a nod and say, yeah, shitty people are everywhere. Thanks for not being one of them.
You just haven't seen me in rare form. I can get pretty shitty pretty quickly.
I think you're better than most. Most people who are pretty terrible don't admit they can be.
Ross will stand up and gently kiss Pyra on the forehead and take the banjo, make his way to the door, and turn back and look at her and go, just, if you start to notice me getting shittier and shittier, find a way out of Dodge, because it's just gonna get messy.
I think she might, to end this, before you leave, she might kind of look down at her, like, bandaged torso, and back up at you and say, I don't know anything about messy.
Rest up. Walk off.
Yeah.
Very good. Ross, you may clear one condition, and Pyra, you may clear two.
Yay! Get these fucking things off me.
Yep. Good use of your time. Let's jump over to the London docks, I think.
That felt nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
Ross.
agree.
My poor boy, Ross. I love you so much. Please don't die.
Let's see. So, Dr. Murdock, you make your way down to the London docks, a forest of masts with flags of every color. The surging tide of humanity filled with travelers from every port imaginable. The staggering onslaught of smells, fresh spices and rotting meat, tobacco and rum, salty air and chimney smoke. Here's the paint the scene question. How does the bustling energy of humanity fill you with wonder? How does the restless march of industry stifle that same humanity?
There's a couple of kids who are running by the docks, and they're playing with a ball that they have, sewn up and repaired so many times that it's barely round, but it's serviceable, and they're just kind of kicking it around and throwing it around, and they turn a corner laughing and giggling and say, hey, go along, and one of the kids bumps into a tall man in a fine suit who looks at the kids and goes, get these rats out of here. We need to get the shipments in. Cuts away.
As you're making your way down the docks towards your location, you pass by an alleyway where we see two, not even bobbies, but British naval officers or sailors. They're not like officers, but they're like sailors. They're not like common sailors, but they got some, they might be stewards or something on a naval vessel, are casually just beating a drunk up for money. And it's just a quick pass by.
The diversity of the docks is remarkable. It's really enjoyable to kind of see a lot of the culture that just kind of culminates just in this area, because it really doesn't stretch out that far into London. I think that's probably what bothers him the most. This just doesn't leave the docks. Why doesn't it leave the docks?
There is a very busy tavern that's merry, and you can hear people cheering, chanting sea shanties inside. But as you walk by, you see three large men throwing a drunk out, and he stumbles and falls into the water.
Very
Two men
good.
go in and get him, but the men that threw him in didn't seem to care.
And as you are proceeding through the London docks, Dr. Murdock, you are looking for a boat to hire, a rowboat, a skiff, riverboat?
Yeah, just something to kind of get out to that zone.
Okay. Yeah, there are plenty of workers about the dock, laborers, dockhands alike. Some you got like skiffs and dinghies moored near the larger ships, and indeed there is a very new iron-hulled clipper that's been like freshly painted, dominating kind of this area of the docks. Steady swarms of workers loading cargo, even as the masts are currently undergoing repairs. There's a rousing shanty being sung by sailors that is interrupted by the foreman yelling at them to get back to work. And there are a few people milling about that area. You approach just someone who's like standing in a dinghy.
Yeah.
All right, what's your approach here? What do you do?
He kind of walks up and he tries to keep it really casual, like as casual as possible. Like I would like to rent one of these, and just kind of trying to be quick about it too. He seems a little fidgety, a little anxious.
Okay, very good. This person is wearing it seems to be like a laborer. They are wearing a grease-stained uniform, graying hair, somber expression, but these like piercingly pale blue eyes. And what do you do? Sorry.
he goes about it like any other transaction. Like he just tries to get the skiff.
You want to go out in the water?
Just on my own, yes.
On your own. I can't be giving away a boat to person passing by. Yeah, you don't own the boat, sir.
Well, I'm going to bring it back. It's a rental, isn't it?
I'm gonna probably have this be a day move.
Okay.
Plus your presence, just to convince a person to give you their boat.
Right.
I think. Let's see. You don't have any conditions, do you?
No, not at the moment.
You son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be a day move plus your presence. What are you afraid of happening here? Should you fail?
I'm afraid of just not being able to get the boat and having to go out there just myself.
How do you mean just yourself?
Just swimming.
Like swimming?
Just to go and swim out there.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll.
Plus my presence?
Yeah, plus your presence. 2d6 plus your
Cool.
presence.
I put something towards my presence recently.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so that's gonna be an 11.
11. Okay, cool. Doctor has. I won't let you take the boat by yourself, but if you got the coin to spare, I'll row you out myself, sir.
That works for me.
All right,
And
well,
he gives him the coin.
help me get a few of these boxes out, and I'll row you out to wherever you'd like to go, sir.
Cool. And
like, have
Cal
some
does
crates.
so.
Yeah, he will take you out to the water. Now, taking you out into the Thames proper. I mean, he's like straining, rowing. He goes, "Perchance, did you mind telling me where you're off to, sir? Am I just to row to the other side, or is there somewhere you'd like to go in particular?"
There was a wreck nearby. It's some time ago, but just around that area would be fine.
Aye, the Dawn Herald. Terrible business that was. What concern of that is yours?
I'm fascinated with the secrets that lie beyond it, and I'd like to see it for myself.
He kind of gives you this weird expression. Let's see. Let me check something very quickly. You happen to be with that
Hargrave House.
No, it's not what I was gonna say, sir. I meant to say that with those lot who came poking round about the odd occurrences as of late. There was a strange fellow came by, rather nervous, asked a bunch of questions, then left frantically. You associated in any way with that kind of business?
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that, but when it comes to the odd and unordinary, I like to look around.
All right then. Well, he kind of was if I recall, the Dawn Herald went down not too far. I can row to the spot, but there's no guarantee, sir. You sure this is worth your coin? I feel like I'm pulling something over on you.
No, it absolutely is. And the doc begins to unbutton his vest and take it off.
Beg pardon, sir?
Nothing to worry about. Just, whatever happens, don't come after me, please. And the doctor takes his shirt off.
You know that
takes off his shoes.
The wreck's not down there anymore, sir.
It's not the wreck that I'm after. And he falls backwards into the water, straight down. And Doc's not going to come back out.
You just swimming down?
Yeah, he's swimming down.
Okay.
Until he can't anymore.
Okay.
Allowing his vision to go black to see if something pulls him out. We're going straight to the fucking source.
Okay. I'm gonna need.
It's really scary. Oh shit.
Damn, son.
Okay.
Yeah, what do the notes say about that, Alex?
I think I have to repeat chat. I'm pretty sure that's just a straight night move.
Yeah, I was gonna say
shit.
this is gonna be a straight night move for drowning yourself.
Oh my god.
I think this will
we
be.
left Cal unsupervised for an hour.
You think Pyra needs a fucking chaperone?
What? Okay, so you
Maybe I
dive
should be chaperoning you.
to the dark bottom of the Thames, and you begin to willingly let yourself drown. What are you afraid of happening here?
Dying? Fucking dying?
Okay.
I'm afraid that no one's gonna come and get me. Just as like a like that. That's the worry that like he made a really bold decision all for naught.
Okay. It's definitely worse than that. Just give me a minute to think how.
It's okay. Oh shit!
You get eaten by the creature? I don't know.
No, how is it worse than drowning?
I could get eaten alive by fish before I drown.
This river is so filthy. Like this is the dog. Yeah, okay.
Kid gangrene.
Yeah. I will okay, because this okay, Jordan, I'll outsource ideas for how this is worse. What do Meg, Wes, and Shelby think? I want to hear some ideas.
How does it get worse, you
guys?
guys?
How does it get worse than him drowning?
The creature, he finds the creature and it wants to eat him.
I
was gonna say getting sucked into a fucking into the rotor of a ship passing by, getting caught in the undertow and slammed against shit to death.
What do you got, Wes?
There's some...
The Guardian doesn't find him. The creature of Cremorne Gardens does.
Oh shit! Yes! Yeah!
Yes.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
What are you doing out here, bro?
Be in the lookout for Cremorne Gardens.
Okay, I like that. Here, I'll add my spin
Oh
on
my
it.
God,
I'll add my
stop.
spin
Don't
on
bring
it.
this back.
It's worse than that because the Guardian won't find you, but the creature of Cremorne Gardens will take you back to Tati Brathwaite.
Oh shit!
Do you wish to
Joke's on
continue
you.
with your plan here, Dr. Murdock?
That's exactly where I want to go.
Okay,
God
well,
damn it!
this is
All
gonna
right,
be.
we might lose Cal, guys.
This truly sounds like. I think this might be plus sensitivity. Yeah, I was like,
think so.
You're trying to interact with a spirit, like, or whatever this is. Yeah, give me 2d6. Can I impose disadvantage at my
Can
will?
I argue
Like,
that I can use bones in the dust to
bones in
reach
the
out
dust?
to it? Or the what's the cosmic
Old
passage move again?
bones.
Old bones. Sorry, I was thinking about never going home.
Oh yeah. Well, the old bone thing specifically is that a building's
dead.
architectural details.
Buildings.
I hate to break it to you, Jordan, but the Thames is not a building.
Yeah. It's a
If you
building
were
for fish.
if there was a wreck at the bottom of the river, that might be something. But the Dawn Herald was like dredged up. It was handled. The whole thing.
I mean, it's the Thames. There's enough broken furniture
enough.
in there.
Well, we're already here on the night move because you said what you said, Jordan. Do you want to? So knowing what the stakes are, do you want to continue through with this course of action, or do you want to try something else?
Oh no, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah. Okay. Roll a sensitivity.
It's either I find the Guardian or Tati finds me, baby. Oh, let's see how it goes. Oh, both of
the
these
night
results are
move
going to
is
be
to
awesome.
not. Just to be clear, night move truly is just to not fully die a fool here. Let's see what happens.
We're going to see how it goes.
Let's see what you roll.
All right. You're shitting. That's a 12.
Okay.
That's a 12. It's a 6 and a 5 with a 1.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Tati. I kind of wish I could have got taken by the creature of Cremorne Gardens.
Well,
Can I choose to fail a
Nope.
roll?
Nope.
Nope.
The dice decided. You made your choice. Let's see.
Thematically, that would have been so fucking cool.
Well, you made a choice.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, this is weird. Okay. This is I did not plan for. You know what? Actually, that's on me. I got so comfortable with you, Jordan, doing reasonable stuff for an extended period of time that you bringing your on brand Jordan nonsensical chaos back to the game. It's been too long since it's been. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Well,
Cal has been okay with tiptoeing the line of death since he got into that fucking hunt.
Cal, I'm gonna preface this with a question. When you think of the drowned guardian that has been mentioned, what visage, like what do you imagine when you hear this of this like drowned demon or spirit or something? What image is conjured up in Cal's mind?
I imagine it's very similar to like it's weird because like anytime I thought about that, and this was still while I was on like kind of like my Evil Dead kick of just like imagine like how it moves when it's like they're closing in on people, except it's underwater. You know, like it's like this it's like this unimaginable force, you know, this incomprehensible force that is just kind of moving around and coming to you, whether it's malicious or not. You know, you don't really know. It's just coming. It's coming to get you.
Oh, that's very interesting and very cool. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. The added benefit you're gonna get is gonna be a clue. I feel like that is a good way to give you something.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, oh my god. Okay. This certainly just took me for a ride.
My bad.
It's fine. I think. Yeah, I love that Evil Dead kind of idea where it's just like. It's just this like swirling force that I mean, in the darkness of the Thames, in the murky, filthy water, you just sense the presence, and you can just feel that swirling around you. You can feel like your lungs are screaming for air, and I think that. This is so interesting. I'm so baffled I can't speak. And here I'm gonna give you something here. You feel this presence spatially, but nothing happens, and you have this dawning realization that you've condemned yourself to die because this guardian, if your suspicions are correct, has a goal, and you aren't part of that goal. And
oh shit,
you're just you are completely tertiary. But let's say that, or maybe it's curious of you. It's hard to say, but you realize it's not doing anything to help you right now. In its perception, it thinks you're committing suicide. So you can't bear it any longer, and you gulp in the nastiest just disgusting gulp of water from the Thames, and you feel it splashing down into your lungs, wrenching against your innards. You feel your belly swell up with water, and you are blacking out, but you have enough sheer force of will, I'd say, to kick and scream your way out of there. And it's just complete, like, this frantic fight, but you have the ability to push through it. And when you do eventually
Interesting.
crawl up onto the gravelly shore of the Thames, realizing that you didn't kick towards the shore, you clawed your way along the riverbed, like dying and choking, and you just vomit up heaps of seawater and cough and sputter, and you cough until blood comes out of your mouth, and you roll up onto your back, sopping wet, looking up at the cloudy winter sky, and realize,
oh, it's winter. Oh shit.
and realize you definitely have hypothermia, but you feel that little, like, you see like something bubble under the water for the faintest second, and you know, in our perception of the Evil Dead camera thing, it was behind you this entire time, just not doing anything, curious, observing you, perhaps. It bubbles under the water, you don't see anything, and then it dips away, and you hear, as you lie there half dead and dying, the muted sound of bells, and you actually hold on, no, I'm gonna switch that up. I'm gonna give you something else.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually,
Okay, all right.
here, I'm gonna give you something different. Hold on one second. Oh my goodness, sorry, this threw me for such a loop.
No, this is fucking awesome. This is so fucking cool. Oh shit.
Okay, here's what I'll do. Oh, this will be interesting. You felt something swirling around you, not helping you, just curiously moving about you. And once the absolute burning in your lungs passes and you lie there freezing cold in incredible pain, you realize that you must have, like, scraped your, because you fully disrobed, like, you know, and you're just down to your skivvies.
Yeah, like he was just in his like slacks when he went in.
You like reach your hand up, your chest like burns, and you pull your hand up, and there's like watery, murky, like blood that's collecting frost at the edges, and you wonder for a moment, did you like scrape across like rocks and like cut your chest open? And then you look down, and your chest and upper torso has been intricately tattooed. These fresh tattoos of just suddenly appeared on your body.
Fuck.
Fearsome sea monsters are now meshed onto your body.
Did I just get a prison tattoo? Like, is that what just happened? Did he draw a teardrop on my face too?
Congratulations,
There you go.
Gauntlet.
There you go.
So what exactly is the hint that I should write down?
Fresh tattoos of fearsome sea monsters appeared on your
God.
torso, something like that. I feel like that's a fun thing to go with.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
So
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
meanwhile with Carla, I think Carla, you situate yourself into a private room alongside this prostitute who says, "All right, pay up first, information second."
She hands over just, you know, some amount of gold, some amount of coin.
Actually, no, I'm going to put on this track. She looks at you, kind of eyes you up and down, trying to get like a read on you, this stranger who's asking questions. And she will tell you, because you were just asking for anything about killers, right? Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how I know face.
Yeah, exactly.
Not bringing up by name.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. She says, well, she introduced herself as Vera Hale. She says, you know, I see a lot. And despite appearances, I know a lot. And I know the difference between a sailor looking for a quick fuck and somebody walking about in the shadows. Place where they shouldn't be. So as fella, I know nothing about the killings. But occasionally I clock a weird fella, and there's this doctor. I don't know much about him. He has an office, I know that much. Saw him poking about, looking around the area shortly before, you know, this new body showed up. His name's I don't know much about the bloke, but his name's Dr. Van Cleef. And he has an office. Sure, I don't know where it is, I just know he has an office. Never really purchases services like mine, but I know, I hear. But yeah, he was poking around oh, let me see actually real quick. Yeah. He's poking around her tenement house. Not a place that I was expecting an academic to be. That's what I saw. So that was a clue.
Oh.
Dr. Van
Thank you.
Cleef in the tenement, lurking around Clara's tenement.
Oh, that's very useful to me. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome. Can I go now?
You can go.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Where do you go following this meeting?
I think she's gonna keep canvassing the area, looking around for anything suspicious.
Okay, you are walking down an alleyway. Here's the danger I said you would go into, and you see a young boy is like, you know, standing in like against like one wall of the alleyway, at the far end from you as you're kind of like already walking down. This boy is notably out of place. He is no more than 12 or 13, you'd say, but he is wearing this very fashion forward blazer, short trousers, cricket cap, very shiny leather shoes, and fine wool socks that are held up with garters. And he's standing there, and as you're kind of like, he was just like, I'm staying off to the sides, like, like looking at his shoes. But as you kind of like get to the midpoint of the alleyway, he like steps out to like kind of like to block off the far end of the alleyway that you're about halfway towards. He says, do pardon the interruption, ma'am, but do you think you're going somewhere in particular?
Well, theoretically, I'm going home.
Home? Surely not a shithole like this, if you'll pardon the language.
Well, no. That's why I'm getting through here.
And why do you think you're going to get through here, ma'am?
And what makes you think you can stop me?
Oh, that's a terrible question to ask, really. That's truly awful. Waste of my time. Do you even check behind you when you're walking down an alleyway? And when he says that, you hear kind of like the shuffling of like heavier footsteps closing in the alleyway behind you as these two like stocky kind of thugs like holding like one's holding like a shotgun, the other has like a billy club.
I'm going to give you exactly one more chance to stop all of this, because I don't think you're going to like what happens next.
I can tell, ma'am, that you are trying to get my goat, but I must warn you, my goat is not easily got. Stop.
Okay, in that case, she flips out Taggart's adder knife and stabs the person behind her.
Okay, yeah, Damu, what are you afraid of happening here?
I'm afraid of getting fucked up.
That's a reasonable one. Let's see.
I am invoking Taggart's Adder Knife, so
You'll get the advantage. Absolutely. This will be plus vitality.
yep, makes sense.
Yep.
All right. That is going to be an 8. Again.
An 8. Okay, so let's see. I will let you know how this is going to leave you vulnerable. And you can choose to back down or go through with it.
Yes.
You will. Here's how it'll leave you vulnerable. Let's see. See, I can't use the police as a threat here because you have Pettigrew on your side.
I do have Pettigrew on my side.
I think that you'd be left vulnerable because you will kill them and scare them off.
Mm-hmm.
But they are going to track you back down at a very inconvenient moment for you when you are more vulnerable. They are going to, they will come to bother you once more at a very inconvenient time.
Let me take a little peek. Yeah, I'll put on a mask for that. I'd rather not be interrupted later today.
Okay, well, alrighty. Then which mask are you putting on? A threat mask or the mask of beauty or one of your own masks?
I'll leave the mask of beauty for people who need a little more masks than me. I'll put on my own mask of the past.
Okay, mask of the past. You don it.
We'll do that later.
Get to it later. Sure thing. All right, then. That bumps up to a hit, a success. All right, you do what you intend. Narrate what happens.
The motion is so clean that nobody seems to notice it. There is just Taggart's knife in her hand, and then there is just 2 quick slashes across 2 men's jugulars.
Continue narrating. Like
there's a look of absolute shock on their faces as they just start clutching and choking and falling to the ground. And Carla looks back at this young boy.
He looks up at you very fussily. Good help is very hard to find these days.
Then don't threaten random women with large men. I don't know what you were expecting, darling. I really don't.
The dapper boy takes a kind of like a half step backwards from you, but kind of like makes himself like stop to like kind of like square you off and goes, very well. They aren't the only help I can find, but just heed my words very carefully so we don't come to cross each other's paths more and inconvenience one another in additional ways. Stop looking into the Sally No-Face killings.
Well, we'll see about that. I'll do my best to stay out of your way, certainly. But it's in my nature to be nosy. And
Sally
I'd say
doesn't like nosy.
I'm sure they don't.
You have been warned. And you do have such a pretty face, ma'am. Be a terrible shame to lose it.
I would like to see them try. It's been a little bit since I've had a bit of challenge like that, and she keeps walking on.
And I think the dapper boy, kind of like watches you go, looks down at the bleeding out hefty thugs, and just like, got blood on my shoe, takes a little handkerchief and begins to like wipe the crimson off of their boot.
So yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll just keep walking, looking, just kind of keeping an eye out for anything else that might spark interest.
Let's see. Following the activities of Cal, Ross, and Pyra, and I'll check in with you 3 real quick, actually. After your individual activities, is there anything else you wanted to do today?
I actually wanted to look into 1 second. I actually also wanted to look into the drowned guardian of the docks?
Sure.
Because I have established that in my backstory, I know somebody on the docks that
Yeah.
I wanted to go talk to.
Yeah.
And maybe I can help fucking hypothermic Cal out here.
Oh, hypothermic Cal's a doctor. He'll help himself, I'm sure.
Well, I want to say for the record, I've cleaned up his infirmary before I leave.
Yeah.
I'm courteous.
You can clean every stain, but the smell always stays.
I mean, I'm not going to admit to you I did anything in there, so.
What do Ross and Cal want to do?
Ross, what do you want to do?
Oh, well, there's a cat.
Well, yeah, no, I think
There's a kitten.
I think before going to go, provide backup for Miss Holst at the Society Obscura this evening for the Fragrant Void this evening, Ross would like to go to because there was talks about there being Sally No Face being a medical professional, right, or some kind of doctor's notes involved.
There was a clue that there is a doctor somehow involved, and Carla did get that most recent information that there is a Dr. Van Cleef who might be of interest to this case. So
Was lurking around Clara's house.
Yeah.
I'd like to go speak with the Dr. Van Cleef, please.
I think in the narrative positioning, it's very easy to say that this somehow this information spreads between you guys in some way. So yeah, I don't take an issue with.
It could be in passing, like
Does
getting ready
Carla
to go
want to speak with the Dr. Van Cleef as well, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can have a Carla and Ross and joint investigation scene.
Always fun. I love
And
getting
what
Carla
is-
and Ross together.
What does Cal want to do?
Well, I just investigated the Guardians at the docks. Do I?
You're in the area.
I
You're
am in the
area.
area, but I wanted to possibly see if we can get one more clue for Sally No Face, because I know we want to kill Sally No Face, right? So we can
Yes,
just
I
find
want
where
to. Hi. I pissed
can
them.
just-
I challenged them before. I would love to kill them.
Oh my god!
So if I can find one more, like Doc gets his shit together, once he gets out of the water.
You will
still-
automatically get a clue for Sally No Face at the end of the day phase because of your servant.
You're right. Fuck that. Yeah, I think Doc's gonna stay in the area. He's gonna stay in the area, specifically talking to people who have that tattoo. That tattoo on their face.
Oh, interesting. I love that. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Which, as a reminder, that tattoo was a sign that it was summoned. I feel like I need extrapolation on that a little bit. Wes, your intention with that? The tattoo on the sailors. What was that? That was the sign of the summoning, or
that was a mark that they had, like congregated in some way with this entity that they have come into contact with in one such way.
I love that then.
So just like it left the tattoos on Cal, it leaves like a mark on whoever it encounters. Is what
That-
this
oh,
is
that's-
like
that's-
supposed to be
I like
coming.
that.
A unique interpretation. I'm a fan of that.
Well, I mean, that's what it seemed like it did.
Yeah,
A
I'm
little
into
bit.
that, I'm
It
into
did
that.
kind of
Cal
mark
got
me.
his first fucking ink because of this thing.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like it, but
I
Great.
mean, whoever you end up with is gonna find it badass. So
Yeah. All right, so Cal's gonna do that, and Pyra. So, did you ever flesh out the contact, or did we just leave it vague? Because
actually, it was
I
somebody mentioned in one of my masks. Actually,
Yeah,
that the Phineas, the thick Irish accent boy that Pyra had a fling with, that she's kind of had an
Oh,
off and
okay.
on fling with since she was a teenager.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
He and his mother run a
Yeah,
tavern.
yeah, he's
down by the
oh.
docks.
Well, actually, I mean,
he used to be a dock worker.
I do have a drinking establishment on my list of locations. I'm absolutely willing to say that this Phineas, that is the one that his mother owns and he works at, and he does dock work as well. Great, I think that's okay. So cool. So you'll be doing that. Dr. Murdock will be investigating these people. Actually, let me ask you this, Cal. When you say you want to interact with these sorts of people who have these tattoos, where do you think you're gonna do that at? Like, where do you think you're best gonna find a congregation of some kind of Or, and actually, let me pose this to you, if you're kind of at a loss here. Nim Granby, who brought this case to who is an occultist that's a friend of Hargrave House, knows all about occult shit. If you wanted to like get with them and work with Nim and maybe like kind of like team up,
actually, he might go to Nim first and just kind of be like, what the fuck?
Ooh,
just
okay,
kind of like,
yeah.
I just got marked as shit. What happened?
Plus, yeah, I think you'd even realize as a rational book learned man that, I mean, this is a working day. Like, people are out and about doing their jobs. Like, your best bet for meeting a congregation of occult oriented sailors is going to be when there's a lull, when people are drinking or congregating at night or later in the day. So there's plenty of, all right, okay, I like this. And with that in mind, I think now is the perfect time to take a break. We can come back. We will do this round of actions we just set out, and then I think we'll have a very interesting night phase to run.
Yeah,
so I want to make sure there's time for that night phase.
How ready to go find a body? You go find a body?
Gonna go find a body.
Avoid. Find a body.
Alrighty. So we will be back in just a little bit. Distinguished guests. Okay, Wes. You know what? I was gonna say a whole thing. We're gonna go. We'll see you later. We'll be right back. Try to forget what you just saw.
Damn it, Jordan.
And welcome back. Alrighty. So I think I want to start with, I'm looking at the list here. We have the Dr. Van Cleef meetup. We have 2 different dock explorations. I think I want to get some, let's do some Ross and Pyra. Sorry, Ross and Carla. Let's do that.
Yes.
So let me change the music to be a little bit more fun. And by fun, I mean investigative. Okay. So you two have met up, you've relayed the information, and you're gonna want to go speak with, you want to seek out this Dr. Van Cleef, yes?
Yes.
Alrighty then. You do find your way, I'd say, to an academic's office elsewhere in the city of London. Following this line of a Dr. Van Cleef, you do find a Dr. Alexander Van Cleef, who has an office in London that you find your way to. When you arrive at the office, there are stacks and stacks of documents, books strewn about, gray light coming in from the windows. Here is a paint the scene question. Do you have a formal education? If not, why not?
The most formal education that Ross got was like schooling done as a boy. And he left. He never went to university or anything. The most formal it was homeschooling, because his father wanted him to be taught by the best tutors.
It's a complicated question for Carla, to put it mildly. She knows a lot of things. I certainly think she's attended universities and attended lectures and things like that. Formal schooling? Not particularly.
What was the full question one more time?
Do you have a form? I'll read it out loud again. Do you have a formal education? If not, why not?
Oh yeah. I'm a doctor. I had to.
No, and I think we all know the reason why.
What, Pavel barred you from a formal education?
I'm pretty sure that learning how to do math was not nearly as important as learning how to kill things in Pavel's eyes.
Which is very funny to me, because I believe you were the one who found the sequence of numbers as noteworthy during the St. James's Street Ghost.
It's because it was a date. I said it was a date, that's why.
True. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, excellent. Thank you, hunters. Yes, you have arrived at the office of a Dr. Alexander Van Cleef. Dr. Van Cleef is a gentleman wearing a gray waistcoat with a little brass pocket watch that he keeps referring to. His hair is parted right down the middle, and I assume you spoke your way into here, and he makes a very just brief case and goes, I do not have the time to chat. I'm a very busy fellow. Please...
Sit down.
I beg your pardon?
Sit down.
Okay, I'm gonna have this be a day move plus presence to intimidate him, because what are you afraid of happening here? Wes?
I'm
or Ross?
afraid of him actually growing a spine and refusing not to.
Oh, that's super interesting. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any conditions that would get in the way of this? I don't think so. I don't think enemy of the night would get in the way of this because it's daytime. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your presence.
I'm gonna actually utilize one of my items here.
Oh?
My 1851 Colt Navy revolver. I'm not gonna pull it out or anything, but you're just gonna see Ross move his jacket to the side.
And you don't mark it. Damn. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
You show Dr. Van Cleef the gun. Okay. Go ahead and roll with advantage then.
That is
That's fucking awesome.
That is a 9.
A
5,
9.
30 plus 1, I believe, is my presence.
I will tell you how it leaves you vulnerable in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I think the obvious answer here is, I mean, after you leave here, he will probably call the authorities on you. I mean, as a man who threatened him. So you might have to contend with that later.
Full send it.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Okay.
Full
He
send
kind of
it.
like freezes up and he goes, he like hastes, like very slowly, cautiously sits down. I do not have anything valuable in my office. If you are here to rob me, you are wasting my time.
You're not worth being robbed.
He looks over at you, Carla.
My associate, as it were. Let me be very frank. We are with Hargrave House Investigative Services. Some time ago, and a very dear friend, my associate, passed away, and someone of reputable note told us that you were near the scene of her passing, and we were just hoping to ask a few questions.
I see. Just because I was on the premises nearby a location where a body was found, I am suspect in some sort of crime?
Her name's Clara.
I'm gonna say that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Meg roll an information move. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to get him to? Are you trying to notice anything from him, or are you trying to get him to talk? This is either because I'm leaning either presence or reason.
Right. I think I'm. Does Carla think he's going to talk? I think she is more trying. Yeah, I think she's trying to get him to talk at least a little bit.
Okay, cool. Then use your
Either-
presence. 2d6 plus
Yep.
your presence.
Okay. I mean, Carla, she's kind of always leveraging her appearance in kind of situations like these.
Sure.
So,
I think that's fair to say.
yep. That's a 13. No, that's a 14.
I'll add the
Oh.
14th mastermind included to the list.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Are we about to activate this shit? Are we about to get it started?
It's
If we
close.
are, we're getting close.
Beginning of the end, guys.
Oh shit! Are we about to get this shit started?
It hits at 15.
Hits at 15.
Fuck! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh no!
What is Ross trying to do?
Ross is just gonna have that gun out and is just going to be. He's gonna pull it out, but he's not gonna aim it. But my intention is, if this guy tries to cause anything unseemly, Ross is just going to not fire it on the thing like that, but it's gonna threaten to remove the doc. As a way to it's not gonna kill him, but it will fuck with his career. It will fuck with his equilibrium and his balance. So
He says,
just
if you must know, indeed, I admit, I did travel to Whitechapel. I did meet with a Clara Yarborough, a washerwoman, as you said, yes. I admit to this, but none of that is suspect. I collect interesting specimens, and I had noticed that on that very same night, a certain specimen in particular was missing, and I'm familiar with this Clara in that I may have forgotten her to wash my clothes from time to time, but there are plenty of other individuals in Whitechapel that clean the office, for example. Other laborers, that sort. I was looking to know if Clara knew who others that worked here were. I had a plant, oleander, stolen from my office. And if you're not familiar with my work, oleander is highly toxic. I did not want some simple office cleaner, duster, or such like, carrying around a highly effective poison in their collection. That is why I was poking around Clara's flat. I was trying to know if she knew who cleaned my office on the weekdays. And she was not in when I went to ask her.
Thank you very much for being so cooperative. So, what is the official clue?
The clue is the stolen plant, the highly toxic oleander. Which actually I would say he refer to is the Nerium oleander by its scientific name. Yeah, so it seems like oleander was stolen from Dr. Van Cleef's office, or is missing from Dr. Van Cleef's office.
So
he shows you like a blank spot on the wall where he has like his storages of various plants and specimens. Gestures to that one.
She just kind of looks at Ross.
Is that it? Just wash some clothes for you?
That is the extent of my relationship with Clara Yarborough, yes. She is someone who is employed to clean, and I took a shot in the dark that she might know individuals who clean my office and if they might have sticky fingers. That is the extent of it. Now, he looked at his pocket watch. Oh my goodness, Are you done holding me up, or am I allowed to proceed with my workday?
Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you for threatening my life.
I find out that you're doing anything more than just hiring these people to clean your office. I'm going to turn you into a catfish.
Oh. He kind of huffs and stands. Please kindly see yourselves out. Do not let the door smack your behinds. I'm sure the police will hear all about this. He yells at after you as you're walking away. All right, I think let's jump over to Pyra. You wanted to go poke around, so yeah, we find ourselves. Let's see.
One of my favorite places in London.
Yeah, actually, I'll change this. Yeah, we find ourselves down at a little body drinking establishment known as the Dancing Devilfish. Heavy beams hung with maritime paraphernalia, dim oil lamps and gleaming bottles. Laborers from every walk of life commiserate over tarnished pewter mugs. Here's a paint the scene question. What troubles do the clientele seek relief from? What unites them to a common cause?
There's a woman who is about 3 drinks deep at this point, even though, it's barely past 2:00. And she is commiserating with a man who's sitting next to her. And she goes, "He's gone! He left me for that lady from Wales! What am I going to do?"
Oh,
and and this man is just patting her on the back, being like, yes, dear. Yes, that's the 3rd man this week, dear. and it just keeps on going.
Oh my.
Could I get the paint the scene question again, please?
Yeah, sure. Of course, I will give it to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's see. What troubles do the clientele seek relief from? What unites them to common cause?
I think to bounce off of that, there is a guy across the bar who is thoroughly fucking like sloshed, and he pipes up, "You've got a problem with the Welsh? I've got a problem with the French. Fuck the French!" And he just like he starts chanting, "Fuck the French, fuck the French, fuck the French," just going off, throwing these all up in the air, just fucking hating anyone outside of the country.
I will fully add just the small detail of my own to say there's the one guy in the background who goes, "Sacre," and he just smokes.
I want to bounce off of this here.
Wait, oh my! We turned it into an unseen. Hold on,
Yeah.
continue.
As this man is just going ballistic, yelling "fuck the French," you see a sailor in the back. Just lob a bottle at this man, and it crashes, and this man goes out like a light.
just fucking out.
Aggression seems to be
The uniting factor, sure. Oh my goodness.
There is a balding man with a large walrus-like mustache that is being kept in a what is it called? Not the where you put your hands in your head through it.
Stocks.
Stocks. Yeah, there is in the back corner of this pub. There's a man being kept in stocks that has the flag of the Worshipful Company of Fishmongers, which is a fishmongers union, draped across like the front of him. This man had been trying to essentially union bust for one of the companies in the dock that handled fishmongering, and the Worshipful Company of Fishmongers retaliated. So now people in the pub are encouraged to, when they walk by him, get a handful of whale blubber, leftover whale blubber, and just rub it on his face as you walk past.
Yeah.
Just to kind of show him what they think of union busters around here.
That's very cool. I love that. So, Pyra, you find your way into the Dancing Devilfish, here to meet with Phineas. Would you like to once more describe Phineas, like, physically?
Yes, because he, I imagine, looks a little bit different than when we were teenagers, and I first described him. Phineas is a very tall, well-built Irishman, very clearly having been working between lifting massive casks of wine and ale here, or helping out on the docks. He is a very physically built man, but he is a gentle giant in every sense of the word. His presence around him is very soft, and nobody really fucks with him because he's huge, but he also gives the distinct air that he would not hurt a mouse.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah, when you enter, he sees you. How do you feel?
I come here every now and then when I can sneak out. Me and Phineas have held a fling for since we were teenagers, but it's not nearly as passionate as it was when my uncle really cut it off.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know what I do either. He just kind of thinks I drift in and out of town.
I think he sees you, smiles, just kind of like leans back over the bar, grabs a bottle of something dark and brown, and just like rum, and just like kind of like head cocks off to like a booth off to the side, and he pours 2 tumblers of like dark rum. He's like, "I'm not used to visits from you during the daytime. Well, at least not this early in the day."
As much as I'd love to come here more often, unfortunately, I'm here on official business. I want to talk
official
to you about
business. You
something.
make it sound so professional-like, as if every other time is not professional business.
Well, you could say this is more on the books, professional. Can I talk to you?
I got nothing but time, if you're looking to talk, but on the books, that sounds dreadfully boring, but alright then, you caught my ear, I'd listen for now.
Unfortunately, I'd love to stay more if I could, but I have to
Huh.
get this done.
All right, and what is it? What's pulling out your ear then? Get out with it.
She's gonna pull him to that booth
Yeah.
so that they're a little bit more private. It's about that rumor going around the docks.
Right.
The thing that's drowning or saving
No,
drowning people.
I've heard plenty of strange odd experiences out there from folks mentioning things like returned sailors from the depths and other such nonsense like that. I haven't heard or seen much of it myself, but there's talk. There's definitely talk, Pyra.
I figured that you'd be a good person to ask, considering you get so many different dock workers in here. Maybe you'd heard something interesting.
I asked me. You can ask one of them yourself. Kind of like nudges his head over to a couple of people who are sitting here. One of them is this let's see, very handsome face gentleman, but with a glowering expression. Kind of with wearing this like stylish cap, sitting at like a table in the pub, drinking over a pewter mug. Kind of has this youthful swagger to him. And Phineas kind of points to him and goes, he comes in every so often, always gets songs. Wherever he's going, gets songs. And he's got a keen ear out for all sorts of business. If you're willing to bend his ear about it. Might know a little more than I can offer you. I'd be happy to make an introduction on your behalf.
I think I can.
All right.
And she will stand, kiss his cheek, knock back the drink, and make her way over. Here's a direct bitch, so there's no beating around the bush here.
Yeah, you walk up and this gentleman kind of like glowers up at you a little bit, but nothing too hostile. Can I help you?
Yes, actually. I wanted to know if you'd heard about something. You see, I'm looking into a bit of a matter that's happening out with the dock workers. This weird force bringing back drowning sailors from the depths. Have you heard anything? My friend up there says that you've got a keen ear.
I apologize. I do not know your name.
Forgive me. I'm a bit at the rat. Pyra Rivia.
Pyra Rivia. Sebastian Vargas at your service.
Wonderful to meet you. Forgive me. I'm not the best at introductions. I tend to like to just get my work done.
Well, why don't you take a seat, Pyra Rivia?
Sure. And she'll she'll pull out the chair, sit in and lean back, feet on the table, just like completely like this. She's so comfortable in here, it's almost like Hargrave House. Well, probably more comfortable here than Hargrave House, to be fair.
He nods. Let's see. Yeah, he says, I've seen, heard a couple of things, you could say. But I'll tell you this before anything else. I myself never have misfortunes on the water. None of my family. Know why?
Why?
We listen to what the waves are saying. Not to that stuffed cabbage in the suit in the customs office acts like he owns us. People
And
around
who's
here value certain things, but bookkeeping and industry are certainly not one of them. Why don't you give me a information move plus your presence?
That's going to be horrible.
I know. Go ahead and roll.
At one moment, I think I upped my presence, but at least I don't have a
It is
penalty
a 0
anymore.
now, yeah.
That's a flat 8.
Flat 8, clue with a complication. Let's see. Okay, you're gonna like this. I'm gonna. Okay, cool. So here. So I'm gonna give you a clue, but essentially something's gonna arise out of this.
Fucking Pavel comes through the door.
Yeah, Pavel enters like, did you fuck in my house? Like, no, it does not happen. Let's see.
You fuck in my house, and where is your chaperone?
Let's see.
Awful sounds like me in college.
In comes Cal, fucking drenched in seawater, still in the area. Yeah, chaperone.
He's right there. Don't have to yell at me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay.
Freshly tattooed, covered in seawater. A
Yeah, you
fucking
had a good-
mess.
There, you had a good time, didn't you?
I didn't.
I did.
Somebody had a good time. It
I
wasn't
just-
Cal.
It wasn't me.
Here, I had a wonderful time in Cal's infirmary.
What? Come again.
It's cleaned. It's fine. Sterilized everything.
He says, I will tell you something that I see. I notice people. I notice people very well. I notice when people act different to how they have behaved before. You know what I mean by this, yes? When people
Not-
act strangely. Well, people around here tend to be superstitious, yes, but there are always those who are pointedly not. There is
Sailors have
a,
always seemed superstitious to me. You live your life out on the water as well.
but those who do not live their lives on the water tend to not have the same superstitions as us sailors. Until recently,
No.
there is a fellow here in the docks area by the name of Martin Gallagher. He's an old priest, but his congregation has long since fallen by the wayside. He's a man of God, you could say. Never been much of a superstitious sort when it came to the sea. God-fearing. He used to have this congregation, the Church of the Steadfast Anchor. I think you can still find it along the dock somewhere here, but it is boarded up. But very recently, the good Father Gallagher has been very superstitious of the sea. Very superstitious. More so than I'd say he ever would have been otherwise. Strikes you as funny, no?
Funny, or some old codger's finally cracked and thinks he's hearing God.
God? Or perhaps the voice of something else, yes?
Maybe. I'm not really sure how much I believe what all these sailors are saying, but it's kind of my job to
That
look
is
into
another
it.
matter entirely, whether or not you believe them, but you're asking for strange occurrences and, well, a man
So-
of God suddenly indulging in all
So-
these superstitions of a sailor is certainly odd.
What kind of superstitions would you say? Is he doing any specific kind of rituals? Is he throwing half his food into the ocean so he doesn't drown? What is he doing?
I don't know anything like that. I have only heard the basics, you know?
And what was
Per-
his name again?
Martin Gallagher is his name.
Martin Gallagher.
Perhaps you can ask him. He is a wandering conversationalist.
I think I know someone better on my team I should send to that one.
Very well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I think that's just about it. Thank you for letting me use a bit of your time.
There is a ruckus. Let's see.
Damn it, Pavel does walk through those doors. God damn it.
No. A local gang, you would assume by their bearing, a group of gruff dock workers.
Oh my god, I could beat the
and,
shit out of some people.
The top
Oh, yeah.
gratuitous violence?
Mhm.
I will,
Yeah.
I will. They're coming into Phineas's bar. I'll beat the shit out of all of them.
I think they find a. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just double checking. Yeah, you said they like walk up to some like actually I think that they I think they'll walk up to Phineas actually, and one of them says,
I will kill these people.
one of them says, ha, ha, let me guess. You know the shithead who threw away our stash. Well, if you're not going to tell us, it's only fair we return the favor. How about you meet the Green Mistress down below if you're not going to tell us who did it, you shithead? And then, like, grabs him.
I'm already up.
Great.
I am so fucking goddamn protective of this man. It's not even funny. I will break all of these people's faces.
Oh my god, amazing. Do you want to, I think this is going to be a day move here. I think it's only fitting for you to kick some ass. You want to get in there and you want to fuck people up? What are you afraid of happening here?
I mean, I'm obviously afraid of losing this fight. But no, I'm gonna change that because Pyra doesn't really fear getting fucked up. I think that's been very heavily established. I'm afraid of the cops getting called and me having to deal with that.
Oh,
Constables getting in here, we'll go back to Hargrave House and that'll be a problem.
Gotcha. Okay, then roll this plus your vitality.
Gladly.
Mm-hmm.
My lovely +3. Oh. Yes, 11.
11.
Hi.
Okay. You do what you intend. Narrate the fucking scene, please.
All right. This man grabs Phineas by the collar. And then he is grabbed by, like, a hand grabs his shoulder as Pyra spins him around and just clocks him before he could say anything more to Phineas. And it's like fucking all hell breaks loose. 3 men jump on her. But they're clearly not nearly as well trained as Pyra is, and just one by one just cracks them all down. Broken ribs, bloody noses, busted lips. She doesn't hold back, breaks one of their arms, basically throws all 3 of them out of the tavern when she's done, yelling in very, very thick, in a very thick Slavic language that anybody in the tavern, if they understand it, it's basically saying, stay the fuck out of here or I'll drown you all in the canal.
Very good. I love that. All right, cool. You handle that, and you may mark the hunt counter X by 1.
Yay!
Alrighty. Jumping back before we get to Cal real quick, I want to jump back over to Ross and Carla so they can get their mastermind clue. As they leave Dr. Van Cleef's office. How am I going to incorporate this? I think, so here's what happens, right? Let's, I'm trying to think of where to structure this. Okay, here's what I'll say. I'm gonna say that you see this on the streets walking back, right? You see a procession of wagons passing by, carriages, supply carts, kind of thing. And for a brief second, the two of you thought you saw Elmore, Theodora's butler, kind of at the head of one of the carriages, and these carriages are all are being rolling by, loaded up with crates. And for the sake of like brevity, I'll say that what happens is you get like, they come to like a stop, and you kind of like both like recognizing Elmore walk up like in like around a corner to like eavesdrop into a conversation that he is having, and Elmore is talking to like a worker of some sort, is saying that, now see to it that these crates are brought down to the docks. Once Miss Brathwaite's shipment has arrived, she is expecting them to arrive at Brathwaite Hall with haste. And they exchange some words. Your mastermind clue is the evidence that Brathwaite Hall has recently acquired an enormous amount of opium.
Or me?
Well, let's get fucking crazy.
An
Well,
enormous
shit.
amount of
You already
opium.
know I was coming.
Well, shit, Ross might just
Oh.
join you now. Damn.
Kind of like opium.
I think
Should-
Carla just like looks at Ross. She's planning something soon. You don't get that much opium if you're not trying something.
Or if you're planning a party.
A really big one.
A whole. I have my thoughts.
Suppose there's no better place to plan the downfall of the crown than a really big party.
Or. Shit. We're so close, I can taste it.
Just need one more thing.
Let's get moving.
All right.
Cut away.
We're going to jump over to Dr. Murdock, who you were involved with wanting to meet up with Nim Granby.
Yeah.
And Nim,
yeah.
Nim Granby is, let me move some of my papers around. There it is this greasy-haired, shadowed-eyed, haunted expression person. Very shifty, nervous demeanor, always rolling the next cigarette to smoke from. They wear this too large overcoat with an improbable number of pockets. And I'd say that where do you meet Nim?
Does he have an office of some kind?
They don't. I think they operate just in different places.
Okay. Hopefully he can meet them somewhere private.
Mhm.
Anywhere that's private. Somewhat.
Yeah, I'd say that you can probably find some like quiet, let's see. Do I have a nice private location for this? Oh, I got a great one for you. To echo off of the thing that we were just doing with Pyra, you meet Nim at an abandoned church.
Okay.
Boarded up windows, peeling paint, gulls nesting in the chimney, driftwood altar and shell ornaments, crabs and barnacles peeking through the floorboards. Here's a paint the scene question. Though the church appears to be abandoned, what signs indicate it is being used for secret rituals?
There's a candle that gets shorter and shorter every Tuesday.
Very cool.
There are weird, what look like, you know, like when you take a rock and you draw on stone and then you take your hand and smudge it away. Weird scrape marks left into the floor.
Very cool.
There's. Oh, go ahead.
There are a collection of old coral robes that seem ratty, seem covered in salt water and brine, but they do not carry the marks of age. They carry the marks of well worn.
There are a collection of small aquamarine rings, like rings and earrings, that have been placed on a makeshift altar. For those of you who don't know, aquamarine is typically worn by sailors as a ward against drowning.
Yeah. Dr. Murdock, you wanted to meet, and well, no one's presently using this place for the time being, so...
Yes, I'll try to keep it brief as to not waste your time. I just...
Are you looking into that matter with the docks then? Is that why I'm down here?
I saw it. Well, I didn't
Saw it.
see it.
No. Very, very bad business. I do not think it is advisable for you or the rest of Hargrave House to continue investigating this. I gave my opinions, my thoughts, but it is simply too... Dr. Murdock, I must insist this is too dangerous of a case. what you are contending with is terrible news. I am certain of it.
Dangerous? My friend, dangerous is what we do. And I think I might have come across something very, peculiar, to say the least. And he begins to unbutton his shirt. He stops for a minute. May I? It's underneath.
What do you have to show me? What is it you are?
And Cal takes off the shirt. Upon running into the Guardian.
It mocked you? No. No.
What does that mean? What does the markings
Bad
mean?
things, terrible things, bad, awful, terrible things. I am going to say it once again, Dr. Murdock.
Hold on.
Case
Are you saying
is
it's
bad. This
Are you
case is
saying
bad
it's
news.
bad because you don't understand, or are you saying it's bad because it's bad?
I understand a great deal of the things that you don't even begin to even touch the surface of, no pun intended, to the water. Dr. Murdock, I understand you are a man who likes to investigate and find clues. You did a wonderful job during the Reaver cases. I do commend you for that. Take my opinion. I know I often do not give the sources of my reasoning or my assumptions, but I have often proved to be right, and you know this. Trust me when I say I have already drawn enough attention from certain entities by discussing the subject at all, and would be grateful to move on to other matters. Suffice it to say, I am informed by direct experience of a rather personal nature, so take me at my word when I tell you that this case is bad news. And you should leave this behind immediately. Immediately.
What if this Guardian turns out to be hurting people? What then? Just let it roam around London and harm innocents when there's something that can be done about it?
I know it is not within the nature of Hargrave House to leave well enough alone, but no more. I've said too much.
Can you at least tell me what you think this means? This marking. As if I'm not doomed for death.
Let's see. I'll have you roll information plus your presence with him, I think, since you're trying to get, with them, since you're trying to get questions answered from Nim.
Okay. Presence. I sure do like these presence rolls now that I have presence. That's always fun. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah, that's a 4.
A 4. Ooh, okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Do I want to do
Nope,
this?
can't do anything until I narrate something. Hold on.
Okay, yes, sir. Sorry about that. My
Let's
bad.
see. Okay, yeah. I think as since you rolled a miss, I think Nim says no. Too far gone. The only way out is through. Picks up a piece of driftwood and stabs you through the neck. I'm sorry. We have to contain it before it progresses further.
Shit, dude. Fuck.
Nim will kill you, considering you to be a threat in this case.
Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna have to don a mask.
You will have to don a mask. You want to don the... There is a scenario-specific mask, unless you want to don one of your own.
I'm just deciding if I want to do this now or not.
Okay.
Because of how close we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna don the mask of the moss-covered gate.
Okay. which means you have to attempt to bring the child to life.
I have to bring the child to life.
All right,
We're getting really close. I think I'm running out of time. We might as well get this shit started.
Holy shit.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right, so that bumps it up to a clue with a complication. I think the complication is going to be, I'm going to give you a condition.
Yes, sir.
I think the way that Nim has been talking, you're going to take the condition marked by the Guardian.
Marked by the Guardian. All right.
Yeah. And what does he, or they, what do they add? He kind of like, they kind of like roll their eyes. Let's see.
I think I just made a mistake.
Nim says, the tattoos are not the connection you should be looking for. This is, don't get me wrong, this is bad. Bad business, bad news, very bad news. There is more to it, though, than those with tattoos. I know you're looking into this. I know you all mentioned, and that is a detail of the case we have examined, for sure, but consider there are people along the docks here that I have noticed, and that I have seen, well, it doesn't matter what I have seen. People with no connections, strangers, utter strangers, who all wear the same curious bracelets of braided seaweed. That might, if you'll trust me at my vague statements, will require looking into. That's all I will say, Dr. Murdock. You are treading a very fine line. Please proceed with great caution.
I am, aren't I? Well, thank you for your time, but I must be off.
Alrighty. And you depart. Let's.
I like to think that as he's marked, he kind of, as he makes his way back home, looking to the shadows, seeing that the shadows begin to kind of grow as he presses, something kind of pressuring him, seeing eyes from corner to corner. He knows that he's wasted enough time with his ideas and that he has to move forward now.
So I'm going to let you know that I think this will take your night activity. This will be your night phase thing, is we'll do the sequences of you doing this role. And Pyra will do the Roger the Reaver case, I believe. But let's go ahead and jump into the dusk phase. Because we have a very interesting night phase to get through.
Dear God.
Fuck me.
All right. As always,
Fuck me.
Ross, would you care to give me the quickening roll? And Pyra, would you kindly roll with your presence for your cosmic passage?
Yeah, bloodthirsty. Woo.
We're rolling with Mutatio Dei.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rolling
Well,
sensitivity.
It's a 4.
A 4, okay.
I was with my presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 4. What does this do to me? 7 to 9. On a 7 to 9.
On a miss, I react, is like what will happen.
Shit.
Unless you want to don
I'm not wasting
mask.
a mask on this.
Okay. Very well.
I don't have many of them left.
Very well. Then I will react to that roll. We'll see what happens.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm. I'll get back to you in a second.
Okay day.
What did you roll, Ross?
Oh no.
7.
7. You take drained. Barely holding the condition in.
Can I put a mask on, please?
If you'd like.
Oh, buddy.
Please.
Wait.
Would prefer not to be drained.
Very well.
For a resolving of the Gauntlet camera.
Mhm.
Sure.
Not to be. I would prefer to be in as best shape as I can.
Very well. You may take.
Doing?
You may. What mask are you gonna don?
Well, definitely not the blood-soaked portal. We're going to mark up Mask of the Past.
Okay. And do you want to narrate that in a moment here, or hold off until the end of the session?
Narrate a flashback to the time when the quickening. I'll do it right now. We'll do it. Right now.
We'll get to you in just a moment then.
Well, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to you in just a moment. I think that here's what I'm gonna say for you, Pyra, since you roll a miss. What's a trying to think of what I can do here. I think that since I'm going to do a hard reaction because you rolled a miss, not like a complication range. I think that I'll just narrate it. I think you get into a heated fight with Pavel that that drains you of all kind of like drive, and you don't have bloodthirst, but you also don't feel your abilities enhanced on this evening. But as a result of your fight, I think
was I say verbal fight or a physical fight is what I'd like to know.
What's the difference between you two? I think you're going to oh man, I'm trying to think of what a good reaction here is. This is tough. I think you're actually I think what you're gonna do is you're gonna have I'm gonna reverse your feature. You are sapped. You will have disadvantage on your next roll. Can
I decide to put a mask on?
You can if you like.
Fuck.
No, you can decide on. That's I narrated the circumstances.
I think I would like to don a mask of the future.
Which one?
The moss-covered gate. I'm not going to go to the blood-soaked portal for this.
Okay, gotcha. You'll do the moss-covered gate as well. We'll narrate that in a moment.
Yeah. I'm just going to read it out for the
well, yeah, hold off. Once we'll get to it when we narrate it. You can read the prompter in a moment.
Alrighty, I'm going to mark that.
Thank you.
No, fuck you, Pavel. You're not ruining me fixing one of your fucking mistakes left tonight.
I'm going to pose a scene about Hargrave House. I think, let's see. What's a good one for the evening?
Cursor TKs.
I'm going to go with this one because we're doing Resolving Roger the Reaver with Pyra. Let's do the basement of Hargrave House. This space is cluttered with the belongings of long dead hunters who used to live in Hargrave House. What do you take from it, add it to your personal quarters?
Oh, yeah, one. There is a very poorly exposed picture of a man and a woman and 3 children that Pyra has slipped into her boot.
Very good. I love that.
A vial of holy water.
Add these to your personal quarters. Vial of holy water, that's a good one.
A vial of holy water from a hunt of a creature like Carla that went terribly wrong.
Very good. What do we got from Wes and Jordan?
There's a stone that shimmers, and when you look through it, because it's a bit translucent, when you look through it, you can just see footsteps.
Cool.
There is a steamer trunk. Well, it's not like a steamer trunk, but it seems like it's an old mud and dust encrusted trunk that's in a corner someplace that in his wanderings Ross stumbled upon. And there is a gold plaque imprinted on it that states, engraved in it, P. Bill. And inside there are ratty old torn cowboy boots. There's a 10-gallon hat that is covered in dust and crumpled. And there is a lasso. that seems to be old, but still very, very sturdy and
Very
very,
cool.
very well made. Seems like it could catch the wind itself.
Good one. I see. Yeah, add that to your personal quarters. That's good. All right, cool. Let's each hear from you what you want to do during the upcoming night phase. Ross, what do you want to do during this upcoming night phase?
I would like to run support for Miss Holst.
All right, Carla.
Essentially
good.
be her tether.
Great.
Yep.
Carla, what do you want to accomplish during the night phase?
I guess Ross and I are finding Penelope.
Finding Penelope Levy. Pyra, what are you doing during this upcoming night phase?
I'm going to find the remains of Robert the Reaver's last victim.
All right. And Dr. Murdock, you are bringing the child to life.
Yeah. We're bringing the child back.
Swear to God, Cal, if you die tonight,
Or not back to life, to life.
I'm going to kill you again. Bring your ass back to life just to kill you.
We'll see. There's a few ways about how this can go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Live, damn it.
And Keeper,
Yes.
shall I resolve my mask of the
I was
past?
just about to say, unless anyone wanted to adjust their duty for the night.
I don't think I can.
Why don't you? You can't. You certainly can't. Why don't you start us off, Carla, by narrating the mask you put on?
Narrate a flashback to a scene when the artist destroyed themselves because of your rejection. How did the masterwork change in order to reflect your cold indifference? Keep in mind for the audience, this happened a very long time ago. This is
Mhm.
already a part of the masterwork. We open on a cottage. It's small and quaint. And you see Carla arriving in nice clothes, but ultimately they're fairly simple. She still looks very young, very beautiful, and she opens it, and we see Aaron, who's a lot older now. Dark black hair has turned white, and gray wrinkles are lined across their face, and they are laying in a bed. And Carla comes and sits at their side, and the two of them talk. And they talk for what seems like hours, and it seems like the two of them, it's like nothing ever happened between them all those years ago. They laugh and they talk, and Aaron is old and is struggling to breathe at some points, but ultimately the two of them are having a good time, and they talk long, long into the night about everything and anything. The sun sets, and Aaron looks up at her face, illuminated by the moonlight. You know, Carla, after everything, I shouldn't have probably pushed you as hard as I should have. That was very, very rude of me, but you should know, after I left, I mean, I've worked with kings, I've worked with hundreds of thousands of people throughout my life. I still did. I did what you said to keep doing whatever I wanted. I made beautiful things for so many people, and yet, it was like I was just going through the motions, you know? I tried to find that spark that inspired me the first time when I saw you, and it was never there. It was never there, but looking at you, I want to keep doing things. I want to make things again. I want so much out of you, my love. And Carla just is holding their hand because she knows that Aaron is too old. And by the morning, it's just Carla left. And as she goes home, returns to her garden, returns to her place, her seat of power, this beautiful masterwork, its eyes are closed, shut tight. She did not destroy them with physical violence. She remembers what she took from them, and it was passion.
Oh, that's good. Okay, thank you. Who wants to go next? Ross or Pyra?
What are you thinking, Pyra? You want to go or you want me to go?
I kind of wanted mine to be last.
Okay. We see Ross and Carla. Oh, wait, I've got to read what the mask is.
Yeah,
All
yes,
right.
please.
It's a mask of the past. Narrate a flashback to the time when the quickening curse caused you to hurt someone you care about.
Oh, please and thank you.
Carla and Ross are in the carriage on their way to deal with the flagrant void. We
Flagrant.
see Ross looking out the window. He's starting to look more haggard. He's starting to look more unhinged. And he's just looking as rain is falling down the window of this carriage, and it's coming down in droves. And the wheel crosses through a puddle, and it ripples. And then we're brought back to a time handful of years ago. Outside of Fresno, near the King River, there's a campsite. We move from the river. You can hear bullfrogs chirping. Cut to a tent. A woman's eyes open quickly. This is the woman that we saw from Ross's flashbacks before, Eleanor. The tent was made up for 3 people, but there is just her. In the distance, what woke her up, you can hear there's still sounds of splashing water. Crunch. She moves quietly out of the tent. She grabs a lantern and Thomas, her husband's revolver. It's not a very big thing. Ross kept telling them that every time they stopped at a store, they needed to get proper provisions, proper firearms if they were going to survive their trip the rest of the way to San Francisco. She heard it's coming from the river, and she makes her way. And that's when she feels her bare feet touch something sticky on the ground, and she holds the lantern down, and you see blood, a trail of it, dragged through the sand and the dirt of the desert. She follows it along to the river shore, and you see her husband, her lover, her life companion, eviscerated on the shore. Limbs gnawed. It seems as if an alligator had just got to him. She gasps and she drops the lantern. And she hears a step and a rumble behind her. As you see in a full form, a man with scales, teeth, and yellow eyes just rises above her and shadows over and towers over her and just tackles her into the river. There's thrashing. The gun goes off a couple of times. And then it's still. The bubbles recede. We cut to the next morning. The fire's still going. And you see a soaked to the bone with sweat and river water, Ross Fontenot sitting with a bottle of whiskey in hand, wrapped in a blanket, staring at the fire, still roaring even though the sun is coming up, with the property of those two burning in the embers. And he is crying.
Very well. Now, Pyra, please share with us your prompt and then narrate from there.
Oh, I've been so excited for this one. Narrate a scene where you stumbled upon the beast unprepared, but it shows no interest in you and vanishes into the night. Increase or decrease 2 of either symbol on your hunt. I have already increased it. As Pyra is preparing for her usual night of whatever the fuck she's doing on her case, she's polishing one of her sabers, and it takes her back to the aftermath of a hunt. Like so many hunts, she had been wounded. It was a werewolf. She dispatched it rather quickly, but she took a nasty claw to the side. It's actually, or not the side, sorry, the chest. It's actually that massive wound you see down her front. Thankfully, she did not contract the curse because she avoided the bite, but she is still not in great shape. And she's stumbling through the back alleys of London to get back to Hargrave House, dripping blood, trying not to catch a lot of attention. And at some point, she gets so dizzy, she just has to slump down for a few moments. And so it is just her in these pitch black alleys. Nothing moves. It's so still. It's almost supernatural. And she starts to hear a buzzing, almost like static, but she does, obviously this is a world where that is not a sound she'd recognize. So this strange buzzing, and it seems to be coming from everywhere, as she looks and sees a figure walking down the alley. And her stomach drops because she's seen this figure before. This was the thing that slaughtered her father. This was the thing that slaughtered her brother. But instead of looking like a endless void of everything and nothing, it takes the very shadowy form of a person. And as it gets closer and starts catching the light, she can make out facial features. And she recognizes the faces. She barely catches a glimpse, and she can see her father. Then she can see her brother. Then she can see an aunt that she met maybe once or twice before. All of these faces that some she recognized, some she doesn't, but it all seems to meld and change. And she pushes herself to her feet, pulling both sabers out, because now's the time. The beast is coming. She will either die here or she will kill it. And it walks right through her without seeming to care she was there in the first place. And before she blacks out, she just hears this raspy, androgynous voice. It sounds like it is both a high-pitched woman and a low, groveling man's voice talking at the same time that just says, "Soon." I don't know if my mic caught that.
It did, yeah, it did.
And she drops. She wakes up. She's in Hargrave House again. Seems they had formed a party to find her when she didn't return home.
Very good.
Oh my god.
Very good.
What the fuck is the beast? Holy shit. What the fuck? That's so fucking cool.
Soon.
Also, we're at 15 on the hunt counter, guys. 5 more.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Holy shit.
Distinguished guests listening at home, it is with unanimous consent that I will just announce now that this episode will be longer than usual, as we wish to resolve this night phase. So if you can't stay with us for the full duration, that's all right. We understand. We'll see you later down the road. But just letting you know now, we are seeing this night phase through. So please, if you're staying with us, get a drink, pull up a chair, Light a fire if your bones are cold. Let's get into this night phase.